This is Nick with Reventure Consulting, back with another real estate market update. Big news today is the Bureau of Labor Statistics released their metro level job figures for the month of October. This news release is really important for real estate owners because it allows you a real-time view into the economic health of the markets that you're invested in. Let's dive further into the numbers. This graph highlights the job losses across the 40 largest metro areas in the United States in 2020. The average metro has lost about 5.6% of its jobs. So that is the average metro, about 1 in 20 jobs have been lost due to the COVID pandemic and the recession. But we can see that surrounding that average, there's large variation between cities. Oklahoma City leads the way with only 1.4% job losses in 2020. That means it has the strongest underlying job market of any economy in the country right now. Some other areas that are seeing a relatively strong job market include Salt Lake City, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, and Columbus. On the other end of the spectrum, you have Las Vegas, which has lost 11.4% of its jobs year over year. That's over 125,000 jobs lost in October compared to January of 2020. Some other markets that have also seen large job losses include Orlando, New York, Boston, and Miami. The magnitude of these differences really sticks out. So if you're picking a real estate market for investment and you're looking at either Las Vegas or Salt Lake City or Oklahoma City, you're looking at one market that's lost 11% of its jobs year over year. And then you're looking at another market that's lost about 1% of its jobs year over year. Where do you want to be? Where would you prefer to be if you're investing in a multifamily property, a single family rental, or even a retail building? The other amazing thing about these numbers is how they've persisted now across 9 months into this pandemic and recession. I think at first a lot of people gave places like New York and Las Vegas and Boston a break because they said, some were hit hard by COVID, some relied heavily on hospitality, they were going to bounce back eventually. But what we've really seen over the last 3 to 4 months is that they haven't. They've really stayed stagnant. We can see that exemplified on this graph, which shows the job loss percentage over time by month of the year. So back in April and May, you can see that pretty much all of these cities had large job losses. Like Orlando lost 24% of its employment through May. New York lost 17% of its employment through May. But from May onwards, June, July, August, these markets slowly gained back their jobs that were lost. However, if you go back to the last 2 or 3 months, they've stagnated now. That's what these kind of flat lines represent. That means that over the last 2 or 3 months, Miami, New York, Orlando have basically been treading water around that 10% job loss mark. That's not good. Compare that to a market like Columbus, the orange line. Columbus had a trough of about a 15% job loss in April, and then has slowly gained it back each month, and then actually had quite a big uptick in October. So now that Columbus has only lost 1.7% of its jobs. A lot of these job loss differences were masked from local real estate markets by the fiscal stimulus. There was quite a few people, especially in service-based economies, who were actually making more on the fiscal stimulus payments than they were in their old jobs. However, that's starting to go down, the fiscal stimulus. And as that occurs, we're going to see more of these economic realities, these job market realities impacting the real estate market in these areas. So this is the monthly BLS employment survey by Metro. This is an imperative data set to look at for every single real estate owner. It's one that Reventure Consulting specializes in analyzing. So if you have any questions or will ever want any help doing that, please reach out to me on LinkedIn or go to Reventure Consulting's website, www.reventureconsulting.com. Until next time, this is Nick signing off.